Hey, English learners! Welcome back to the English Leap podcast, your cozy place for easy English and real-life conversation. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake. And Anna, I have to say, you sound very awake today, like super awake. Did your brain have coffee?
My brain had coffee, yes. My mouth is still waking up, very slowly.
Ah, so brain is ready, mouth is sleepy. Classic English learner situation.
Yeah, honestly, that's true for many of our listeners, too. Their brain understands English, but their mouth is like, no, I'm shy.
So maybe that's you. You listen, you understand, but when it's time to speak, your mouth suddenly forgets how to move. It just freezes.
Exactly. You watch English videos, you know the words, you understand the jokes.
And then when you try to speak, the words get stuck. Your tongue feels heavy. Your lips don't want to move.
So we want to tell you something important. There is nothing wrong with you. Your mouth is just not trained yet.
Right, not trained yet. That little word yet is really powerful.
Because most learners only train their brain. Grammar, vocabulary, listening, subtitles, notes.
Meanwhile, they almost never train their mouth muscles, the lips, the tongue, the jaw, and that English sound flow.
So, in a way, your brain is in English, but your mouth is still in your first language.
And that's exactly what we're going to fix together in this episode.
So, today's topic is train your mouth to speak in English.
Basically, we'll talk about why your mouth freezes, and then we'll show you simple daily exercises to wake it up, like a small English gym in your room.
And don't worry about the level. This is a B1 level episode, perfect for easy English conversation practice and daily life English.
Plus, if you're more A2, stay with us too. Some parts may feel new, but that's exactly how your English gets stronger.
So, before we dive in, we want to know you. In the comments, tell us, what's your name, where are you watching or listening from, and what's the hardest part of learning English for you, understanding it or speaking it?
Just one simple sentence is enough. When you write, your brain has to choose words and build a sentence. That's real practice, not just listening and forgetting. And we honestly love reading your comments. It feels like we're all in one big classroom from different countries.
Yeah, like one giant international English family.
So now that you know who we are, and we're starting to know who you are, let's ask a big question. Why does your mouth freeze when it's time to speak, and how can we fix that?
Yeah, because for many learners, it feels like a mystery. I understand, so why can't I talk?
Exactly. And here's the shocking truth nobody told you. English is not only in your head.
Not only in your head.
Yes, it's also in your lips, your tongue, your jaw, and the way your sounds move together, your sound flow.
Right. Think about your study time. You read English, you listen to English, you maybe write in English.
But you don't really train your mouth in English. Not every day. Not like a workout.
So in the end, your brain is trained, but your mouth muscles are not.
And that's why when you try to speak, you sound slow, a bit broken, maybe nervous or unnatural.
And again, not because you are bad at English, but because your mouth is not ready yet.
Look, it's like this. Imagine you read 100 books about push-ups.
Oh, I like it already. 100 books about push-ups. That sounds very you.
Yeah, you know the form, the technique, the muscles, the science. You can explain it to your friends.
But you never actually do one single push-up.
Exactly. Then one day you try a real push-up and you just fall to the floor.
And not because you're stupid, but because your muscles are weak. They were never trained.
That's exactly what happens with English speaking.
You know the grammar, you know the words, you understand the podcast.
But your mouth hasn't been trained to move fast, smooth, and confident in English.
So we can say your mouth is a little bit lazy.
A lazy mouth. I like that phrase.
It's used to your first language, your rhythm, your sounds, your usual mouth shapes.
But English has a different rhythm, different stress, different sound patterns.
We have things like th, soft T, silent letters, linking words together, rising and falling tones.
And if your mouth never really practices these, you skip them, you mumble them, or you cut them.
And then your speech feels choppy, broken. You don't feel fluent even when your brain knows what to say.
So here's the key. Speaking is both mental and muscular.
Mental and muscular, both.
Your brain chooses the words. Your mouth carries them out. If one of them is weak, your confidence goes down.
And that's why your confidence dies when your mouth is untrained. You open your mouth, the sound feels strange, and your brain says, "See, you're not good."
But the truth is, you're not hopeless. You're just untrained. There's a big difference.
And the good news is, muscles can change.
Yeah, you can train your mouth like a muscle with short, focused daily repetition.
Like a tiny English gym right there in your room. No equipment, no teacher, just you and your voice.
And maybe your neighbor listening through the wall.
Yes, and thinking, wow, someone is really serious about English in this building.
So if your mouth is freezing now, it doesn't have to stay this way.
Because in the next part, we'll show you exactly how to train it, step by step, so your mouth can finally work with your brain, not against it.
Yeah, let's turn your lazy mouth into a trained, confident English mouth with just a few minutes a day.
Just a few minutes. Jake, that sounds like one of those ads. In 5 minutes, your life will change forever.
Yeah, it does sound like that. But this time, it's not a scam, I promise.
Okay, I'm listening. How many minutes are we really talking about here?
5. Just 5 minutes a day.
5? That's like scrolling one short video or checking messages.
Exactly. And if you give those 5 minutes to your mouth, not just your eyes, your English will start to sound different in 30 days.
So it's not about long practice, it's about the right practice.
Yeah, reading is knowledge, but speaking is movement.
Reading is knowledge, speaking is movement. That's such a good line.
It's because when you move your mouth in English every day, even for a short time, you build muscle memory, just like training at the gym.
Okay then, Coach Jake. If this is our mouth gym, what does this 5-minute workout look like?
It has 4 steps: warm-up, mirror, shadow speaking, and fluency loop.
Nice. Let's go step by step so our listeners can actually copy it. So, first step, mouth warm-up.
Right, just like in the gym. You don't start with heavy weights, you warm up first.
Here, we warm up your lips, tongue, jaw, and even your smile, and it really takes about 1 minute.
Okay, but what do we do? Do we just make weird faces at ourselves?
A little bit, yes, but they're useful weird faces. All right, listen.
Try to imagine this with us now, or do it for real if you can.
First, lip rolls. Gently buzz your lips like a small motorbike. Brrrr. For a few seconds, then relax. Do that a few times.
It looks silly, but it wakes up your lips and your breath, and breaks some shyness too.
Second, tongue stretch. Push your tongue out of your mouth, then slowly pull it back in. Do that a few times, gently.
If you feel a bit stupid while doing it, welcome, you're doing it right.
Third, jaw loosening. Open your mouth wide, like a big yawn, then close it softly. Repeat a few times.
And finally, smile stretch. Give a big, big smile, like you just passed your English exam. Hold it for a few seconds, then relax.
All of that together is about 1 minute.
And the reason we do it is it loosens tension, wakes up muscles you never use, and makes your English sound smoother, less stuck.
A warm mouth is a ready mouth.
And once your mouth is warm, it's time to face the scary thing, the mirror.
Yes, step 2, the mirror technique.
The mirror, your new English coach and maybe your new best friend.
Many learners never actually see themselves speak. They're a bit afraid to look, but the mirror can really build your confidence.
Here's what you do. Stand in front of a mirror and look into your own eyes for a moment.
Then choose one strong sentence in English, like, I am learning to speak confidently, or this is my voice, I own it.
And then you say that sentence 5 times. First time, very slow. Next times, just a little bit faster, step by step.
While you speak, watch your lips, your jaw, your face. Notice how your mouth moves. Don't rush.
This single minute builds awareness. You stop being afraid of your own voice and image.
And it slowly kills that thought, oh no, how do I look when I speak English?
After a few days, the mirror feels less like a judge and more like a quiet coach.
So now your mouth is warm, you've looked yourself in the eyes. What's the next step?
Step 3 is shadow speaking. This is where the real magic starts.
Shadow speaking. I love the name.
Shadow speaking means you listen to a sentence and then you repeat it immediately, trying to copy the rhythm, speed, tone, even the emotion.
So not your version, not your style. For these 2 minutes, you become the shadow of the original speaker.
Here's how. Choose a very short audio clip, like 5 to 10 seconds. It could be from a YouTube video, a movie, a podcast, even this English Leap episode.
For example, you hear, I don't think that's a good idea.
And then you say it. I don't think that's a good idea. Try to copy the same music, the same timing.
You don't need to be perfect. You just try to follow the flow as much as you can.
We do this because it trains 3 things together: your ears, your mouth, and your brain.
Ears, mouth, brain, all working at the same time.
It also trains your reaction. You don't have time to translate. You just hear and speak.
And this is exactly how babies learn their first language. They hear, they copy, they repeat, and slowly they become fluent.
You only need about 2 minutes, 2 or 3 short lines repeated many times.
And after that, we finish with one more powerful step, my favorite part.
The fluency loop. It sounds like a video game level.
Yeah, level 1, 1 sentence, 3 speeds.
Here's what you do. Choose one simple sentence, like, I'm going to improve my English.
First, say it slow. I'm going to improve my English. Feel every sound clearly.
Then say it at a normal, comfortable speed. I'm going to improve my English.
And then say it fast, but still clear and connected. I'm gonna improve my English.
That slow, normal, fast pattern is one fluency loop.
You repeat this loop 3 times. That's all. It's still only about a minute.
And you don't need a new sentence every day. You can use the same sentence for a few days until your mouth thinks, okay, this is easy now.
This builds comfort with speed, helps you stop overthinking, and shows your mouth, hey, we can do this.
Even if your vocabulary is small, you feel more fluent because your mouth is used to moving in English.
So let's put everything together nice and simple.
Step 1, warm up your mouth for 1 minute.
Step 2, mirror technique for 1 minute with a strong sentence.
Step 3, shadow speaking for 2 minutes with real English audio.
And last, step 4, fluency loop for 1 minute. Slow, normal, fast with 1 sentence.
Warm up, mirror, shadow, loop. That's your 5-minute mouth training.
5 minutes and you finished your English mouth gym for the day at home for free.
And if you do this every day for 30 days, your English won't only live in your head, it will start to live in your mouth.
Your mouth will freeze less, your words will come out smoother, and each day you'll feel a little more like a real English speaker.
And in the next part, we'll talk about how to make your English sound even more natural, not word by word, but in smooth sound groups.
Yes, we're going to help you stop sounding like a robot and start sounding like a real, relaxed human speaking English.
A real, relaxed human, not a speaking robot. I like that.
And one big reason people sound like robots is the way they break every single word.
Yeah, like, I am going to the market. Perfect grammar, zero flow.
Exactly. The grammar is beautiful. The music is missing.
So let's fix that music part. Here's a little secret. Fluent speakers don't really speak word by word.
No, they speak in little groups of words. We call them sound clusters, small pieces of 3 to 6 words said together.
Like a tiny train of words, all connected.
For example, the textbook version is, I am going to the market.
But in real life, many people say, I'm gonna go to the market. It's faster, smoother, it flows.
Same meaning, different music.
Or this one, what are you doing?
In fast speech, it can sound like, what you doing?
Then, did you eat can sound like, did you eat?
And I don't know often sounds like, I don't know.
Now, you don't have to say it exactly like this. You don't need to copy the accent 100%.
But it's very helpful to hear and feel that English likes to connect words. It's not just words, it's speech music.
So fluency is not only big vocabulary, it's smooth clusters and rhythm even if your grammar isn't perfect.
Let's make this simple. A small daily exercise.
Step 1. Choose 3 common clusters.
Things like, gonna go now. Want to see it? Let me know.
Step 2. Say them like a tiny song or rap. For example, let me know, let me know, let me know.
Don't worry, you don't need to be a singer. Just feel a little rhythm.
Step 3. Put each cluster inside a full sentence.
I'm gonna go now. See you tomorrow. If you have a question, let me know. Do you want to see it? It's really funny.
Then say the whole sentence as one smooth line, no big breaks.
Step 4. Record yourself on your phone. Just these sentences.
And step 5, if you want, play some soft background music and speak with the beat, like your English is dancing a little.
So remember, choose 3 clusters, say them like a song, put them in sentences, record, repeat.
Over time, you stop sounding choppy and start sounding smooth, clear, and confident. Not exactly native, but very natural.
So now your mouth is moving better and your sound is flowing better.
But what about the inside? Because if your brain is scared, your mouth will still shake, right?
Yes, many learners train their mouth, but their brain is full of fear and self-judgment.
Thoughts like, I sound stupid. What if they laugh at me? Those are killers of fluency.
I like this picture. Your brain is the pilot and your mouth is the airplane.
And if the pilot is nervous, shaking, overthinking, the flight is not going to be smooth, even if the airplane is perfect.
So we need to train both, brain and mouth, together.
First way, speak with emotion, not just accuracy.
Emotion, not just accuracy. I love that.
Many students focus only on being correct. Is my grammar okay? Did I use the right tense?
But people don't remember your grammar. They remember your energy, how you made them feel.
Listen, I'm happy to be here.
And now, I'm happy to be here. Same words, different feeling.
English is not just words, it's emotion in sound.
Second way, speak like an actor, not just a student.
What do you mean by actor?
I mean this. Take one simple sentence like, it's going to be a great day. Then say it in different emotions.
Excited. It's going to be a great day.
Nervous. It's going to be a great day, I hope.
Angry, funny. It's going to be a great day, okay? It has to be.
When you play like this, your brain forgets to be scared.
Yeah, you stop thinking about mistakes and start feeling the sentence. That's real fluency.
Third way. Create mental shortcuts, what we can call the this means that system.
This means that. Sounds interesting.
Instead of translating everything to your first language, you connect English directly to meaning.
For example, let's catch up sometime. Your brain learns, oh, this means a friendly invitation after a long time.
Or, I'm starving. Your brain learns, I'm very, very hungry. Food now.
No translation, just picture and feeling.
You can write small notes or flashcards. On one side, English sentence. On the other, situation or feeling, not your native language.
Fourth way, use emotion, voice, and movement together.
Yes, not just your mouth, your whole body.
Stand up when you practice. Move your hands. Change your posture. Look in the mirror.
When your body moves, your brain wakes up, your voice becomes clearer, your confidence grows.
So here's a tiny daily routine to train brain and mouth together. Just 5 minutes.
1 minute, say 3 sentences with full emotion. Happy, angry, excited.
1 minute, act each sentence like a movie line. Really play the character.
1 minute, walk around your room while saying the same lines. Let your body move.
Next, 1 minute, stand in front of the mirror, look into your own eyes and say them with power.
1 minute, record yourself and listen, not to find mistakes, but to hear your energy.
This is not grammar practice. This is mindset, courage, energy practice.
Because fluency is not just perfect sentences, it's freedom of expression.
So now we've trained your mouth, we've trained your brain.
But there is one more big piece, how you repeat. Because repeat the wrong way, you stay stuck.
And repeat the right way, you grow fluent for life. Let's talk about that.
Many learners repeat like robots.
I am going to the market. I am going to the market. I am going to the market.
Yeah, flat voice, no emotion, no change, no progress.
Real repetition is different. It's not about saying something many times. It's about saying it better each time.
We want to build 5 things: mouth memory, reaction speed, sound muscle, emotion, and confidence.
So we use a 5-stage method. Let's take one simple sentence. I don't know what to say.
Stage 1, slow clarity.
You say it very slowly, 3 times.
I don't know what to say.
You feel every sound. Your tongue and lips learn the movement.
Stage 2, flow repetition.
Now you say it in a normal, smooth rhythm. I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Here you practice real-life speed, how you would say it in conversation.
Stage 3, emotion repetition.
Sad. I don't know what to say.
Happy. I don't know what to say.
Embarrassed. I don't know what to say.
You say it 3 times in each emotion. This trains your brain, not just your mouth.
Stage 4, pressure repetition.
That means fast but still clear.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Here, you push your speed a little. You teach your mouth to react without overthinking.
Stage 5, real-world use.
You use the same sentence in 3 situations. Job interview. I don't know what to say, but I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
Romantic moment. You're so kind. I don't know what to say.
Awkward situation. Wow, that was strange. I don't know what to say.
Now, this sentence is not just in your notebook, it's in your life.
And you only need to do this with 1 powerful sentence per day. Just 1.
Choose sentences that feel personal, like, I'm proud of how far I've come.
Or, it's okay to sound wrong. It's not okay to stay silent.
And remember this line, I don't repeat to remember, I repeat to become.
Yes, you repeat to become the kind of person who can speak English with confidence.
And now we come to the big truth, the part that is a little hard to hear, but very important.
Let's slow down for a moment.
Yeah, this part is not about new techniques. It's about honesty.
You are not bad at English. You are just not practicing the right way consistently.
Not bad, just not training in the way that builds real speaking.
There are 2 types of learners.
First, the passive learner watches hours of YouTube, takes notes, follows many pages, but practices 0 speaking.
And second, the fluent learner. Maybe watches just 10 minutes, chooses 1 sentence, and repeats it deeply every day.
Which one feels more like you right now?
No judgment, just an honest check.
Many people stay stuck because of fear. What if I make mistakes? What if they laugh? What if I sound stupid?
But this fear is very expensive. It can steal your chances.
How many opportunities did you lose because you stayed silent? The job you didn't try, the friend you didn't talk to, the dream you didn't follow.
That hurts, but it's not the end of the story.
Because you can't change the past, but you can change the next 30 days.
For the next 30 days, you can train your mouth every day, 5 minutes.
You can shadow one short clip. You can stand in front of the mirror. You can do your fluency loop.
You can feel awkward and still practice. You can feel tired and still do one sentence.
Fluency is not a magic talent. It's a decision. I will train.
Fluency is built in private, in your bedroom, your kitchen, your quiet bus ride, when nobody is watching.
One day, people will only see the result. They'll say, "Wow, you're so fluent. Your English is amazing."
So, let's take a slow breath together. You made it all the way to the end of this episode in English.
Yeah, that's not a small thing. Your brain has been working hard, and your ears too.
Today, we talked about something very important. English is not only in your head, it's also in your lips, your tongue, your jaw, your sound flow.
We saw why your mouth freezes, because most of the time you train your brain with videos and grammar, but you don't train your mouth like a muscle.
And we gave you simple tools: mouth warm-ups, mirror speaking, shatter speaking, the fluency loop, and sound clusters, those small groups of words you say together, like music.
You don't have to use all of them today. You can just choose one and play with it for 5 minutes. That's already training.
Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need a movie accent. You just need a brave mouth that is willing to move again and again.
And if you feel shy, that's okay. You can practice in your room, with a mirror, with your headphones on. Private practice still changes your future.
If you listened to this episode, you already trained your brain today. If you now stand up and speak even one sentence out loud, you also train your mouth.
Maybe after this you can go to the mirror and say, "This is my voice. I am training my mouth to speak English." Just once. That's your tiny homework.
And if you want, you can also write in the comments, "I will train my mouth every day, no matter what." It can be your little promise to yourself.
We'll see those comments, and we'll quietly cheer for you from our side of the microphone.
If this episode helped you, you can support us by tapping like, subscribing, and sharing it with a friend who understands English but is still afraid to speak.
This is Jake.
This is Anna.
And this was the English Leap Podcast, your cozy place for easy English and a stronger, more confident speaking mouth.
Take care of your voice, keep training your mouth, and we'll talk to you again very soon. Bye!